Guys, 1 second. System got restarted. In the last class. Yeah. So here we have seen how to capture the data, and if you want to pass it in your script, how do you pass it, right? So I think I've already given you the steps, right? So using the same steps, let us try to capture any other data, like first of all, in concept of correlation is, first of all, it should pass any value passing in your script. In this demo application, there is no ID passing, so that's why I use a dummy application. But in real time, there will be passing some ID. So, for example, here it is passing, right? This is like that. They will also pass some authentication token, security token. Some tokens will be passing here. So that we need to identify and capture. Now here we have seen how to capture the value which is generating in the body response, right? Sometimes there will be like, first let me run this once. There will be some IDs will be generating in the header, response header, like here. This is response data. In the response, it is passing the project ID, right? Say, for example, in the response header also, there will be some IDs passing, like let us say this is xCloud ID. And this, let us assume this is passing in your script. Let's say here, you need to pass this in your xCloud ID, right? So I need to capture it from here, and pass it on to the next request. So how do I capture this? So the advantage of Jmeter is you have a tester here. So you can go with the boundary extractor tester, but these testers will work only body part. It will not work for the header. Okay. So in that case, what we need to do, just try to get the response header, right? So this is the entire thing, right? Let me copy this. Now I want to capture this from this request response header. So what is the ID name? xCloud ID, right? So I'll try to, which request? Launch. Post processor, boundary extractor. So the comments I'll put. I need to capture the xCloud ID. So here, what is the left boundary? I can give this as my left boundary. Since there is no right boundary, if I don't give any right boundary, what happens? You'll see what happens. Match number, there's only one thing. And default value, I'm not giving anything. If I don't give right boundary, here I'm making it as empty, right? So if I pass this, let us say here, what is the variable we created? Xcloud ID, right? Now when I run, you'll see what it will capture. So from where you need to capture, it is not capturing anything. What is the reason? Because here I've selected, you need to capture from body, but it is getting generated where? Response header. You need to select response header. Now it will work, you can see. Now you see. So I need to capture only this. If I don't give right boundary, what it will do is it will capture entire thing in that response. So here, the header, this is the left boundary. So it is taking this left boundary. I don't give right boundary, it will take entire thing till here it is capturing. Okay. So when there is no right boundary, then you can give whatever the. So this is the right boundary, right? I can give this. You see, now it is capturing only thing. Okay. So this I'm capturing from the response header. Let us say what else we can do this with this correlation. So actually I want to capture some data which is coming from the server. Let us say this is application, right? So here you're passing cities, Paris and some cities, right? These cities actually we are not entering. These are coming from server. Okay. Like that, any ID coming from server, these are also coming from server. So we can capture these cities through correlation technique. Like here, when I launch this application, the response, you can see these are the city names, right? Now, when I created the script, what all the cities we have selected? So here you are entering Paris and London. So if I run this for 10 times or 5 times, you'll see the ticket will be booked for Paris and London only. Here, Paris, London. Iteration 2 also you'll see Paris, London. Iteration, this one also you'll see Paris, London. So that means what? All the iterations will booking the ticket for Paris, London only. So in real time, it is not true, right? If there are 10 people are booking, not all the people will book same cities, right? Someone will pick Paris, someone should pick Boston. So your client says when you run your script, every iteration, every time you run, this should be keep on changing. It should not be static only from Paris and London. Sometimes it can be something else, some other city. How can you do this? If it is a blank, then you can anyway pass random through correlation. I mean, sorry, parameterization, test data, CSV, right? But here, this is not blank. It is this data is coming from server. Now I need to change these cities. How can we do that? For that also you can use this correlation technique. So here, first of all, we need to capture cities and then pass where it is passing. So here, wherever cities are passing, you can see here, Paris, London. And Here also it is passing Paris, London, two places, right? In these two places, I want to randomly pass the cities. Okay, sometimes it should be Paris, or sometimes it can be anything, any city. So how can I do that? Now I want to pass Paris and London, right? So first we'll do with from port, Paris. This is separate field, this is separate field, right? So you need to capture two different variables. First, I need to capture Paris, right? So just go back and we'll repeat the same steps. What is the first step? Identify the requests which are getting generated. First, we need to which dynamic value you want to capture. Here, I want to capture the city from city. Search with the ID name in the view results tree. First, we need to run once. Now, view results tree. So first, let me run only once. Now here, I need to search with what? No, search with the value name. What is the value name? From port. Right? Now, what is the next step? Check the highlighted transaction ID and insert red highlighted request. Always pick the top request. Okay. Which one is the top here? This one. So go here. This is the request. In this response body, you should find. If you want, you can search with the same here from port. Yeah, it is found here. Right? So here I've got Paris, Philadelphia. So that means that it is, we have identified the request which is generating that dynamic value. City is a dynamically changing, right? So now next, once identified, go to the request and add the extractor, boundary extractor. And we need to say, follow the left and right boundaries of the dynamic value and match number. So we'll use the testers if you want. Since this is in response body, you can use the testers. I'll use boundary extractor tester. So here, I want here what is capturing here? Paris, right? So what is the left boundary of Paris? This is. Okay. And what is the right boundary? And give this double quote greater than symbol, right? Right. Now when I click on test, you'll see how many occurrences it says? 14. Why? Because here, if you observe, for all the cities, left and right boundaries are same. Even from city and to city, left boundary and right boundary is same. Right? The same with the same left and right boundary you have. So normally, if you have a drop down, like a list box or a drop down menu box, for those you'll have the left and right boundaries are same. Now, so it is working. So out of this, I just want to capture the random one, not the only Paris. I need to capture the random one. Now this is working with multiple count. Now let us, what is the next step? Once it is working, here, next, go and add the extractor to capture the dynamic value and enter the left and right boundaries of the dynamic value to capture and give the match number. So here also we have given the ninth one is also same. Then replace the dynamic value with the variable. So first go there. Which request launch? Where is launch? Here. Here I need to add. First I'll add for from port. Post processor boundary extractor. Okay, give the name. What the name you want to give? I will give it from city. And left boundary, we have already tested here. Right boundary, here I want to pick the random one. If I put 1, it will pick the first one. If I give 3, it will pick the third one in the order, like, this is order. If I give 1, it will pick Paris. If I give 3, it will pick Boston. Okay, if you want, see here I give 3, right? If you want, where's the dummy sampler? I'll put in first dummy sampler and check how it is working. From city, the variable name is what are created from underscore city. So when I run this, I have given 3 here, right? Let's go back to test. What is Boston? If I give 4, it will pick the fourth one in order. Here. Paris 1, second, third. If I give 4, it will pick the Portland. I don't want that, right? I want to, every time it should be random one. For random, they have given here then. If I put 0, it will pick the random one. Just put 0. Okay, the same way I want to capture for the 2 city also. So here we need to pass 2 cities, right? One is from port, another one is to port. To port is what I want to capture. To port is this one, London. So if you observe for to port also, you have the same left and right boundaries. So you need to give the same left and right boundaries. Okay. Careful, when you are giving the left and right boundaries, make sure you don't have any spaces. Otherwise, it will give wrong values. I mean, wrong value will be captured. Again, it will have home porting because either it is for a destination city or departure city. The left and right boundaries are same. Okay. So for to city also, you have the same left and right boundary. I need to add a post processor boundary extractor. Here I'll put it as to city. Okay, and the left boundary, the same. Right boundary same. Here also I want to capture the random one. Right? Now, in place of actual Paris, London, we need to replace with this. What is the last step in correlation? Replace a dynamic value with the variables in the script wherever you find the static value. So wherever I have Paris, I need to replace with from city. Wherever I have London, I'll replace with to city. So this is a variable name. So in real time, say there are like here, there is only 2 places, right? Here and here, where cities are passing. Sorry, not here, this one. Right? Then you can manually do it. But if your script is very lengthy, like sometimes you'll have like 20, 30 requests will be there. Okay. If those many requests and it is difficult for you to identify, right? Then what you can do, you can use, go to the top thread group level, search. Here you can search with the value. What is the value? It is there in Paris, right? It should be replaced with this from city. How do you replace? Dollar. Now, wherever there is a Paris, replace with this variable. So click on the top, so click on next. It will take you to wherever there is a Paris. So you need to select, click on this replace in selected element. Next, here. So replace in selected element. Like that you can, if you are confident, if I say replace all, it will replace everywhere. But you want to first check and do it, then do it. So there are only two places we have replaced. The same way, I want to replace what? Wherever you have London, replace with this variable, to city. Dollar to city. So I will again here London replace next replace right now. Let me run this and also let me put the, I don't need this dummy again, right? Two places I don't need. Sorry, I've removed view results tree also. In the dummy sampler also from city to city I'll put. This little bit down or else to the last. Now you can check the request. Earlier it was passing what? From port Paris. Here it is passing London, London, right? Why it is passing like this? This is what? This is what I'm able to actually ask you. There is a problem with this. I'll come to that. So normally it should select random, right? So now it has selected Philadelphia and Rome. Port 2 port is Rome, Philadelphia. Let me run this for 5 more times. So actually the requirement is what? Every time you run, it should select the different city. From city should be different. To city should be different. So here it has selected Philadelphia, Rome. For next iteration, it is passing Sao Paulo and Boston. And after that, you can see Portland and Boston. And here also, in the third also, it is passing. It should pass everywhere same. Here also you can see Portland and Boston. So now it is passing different cities. That is fine. What is here? Philadelphia and Boston. So cross check here. Philadelphia, Bruno is here. Philadelphia, Sao Paulo. So right. So this is what the requirement. But there is a problem here. I was able to explain that, but the problem is what? Sometimes you'll have end up with this situation. From port London, to port also London. So why it is taking from port to port London? So this is not correct, right? You cannot have from port, or you cannot start and you can end the same city, right? When your departure, it is taking like, from port also London, to port also London. So that is not correct. And also sometimes what happens, if you observe carefully, here, we go to the next iteration. From port Philadelphia to port Rome. Come back here. Let me. Okay. From port Philadelphia, right? So actually in the from port Philadelphia to port Rome. This is fine. This is correctly selected. There is no problem with that. Let us go to the next iteration. Mexico to port is Philadelphia. From port is Mexico City. So do you have Mexico City in the from port? Yeah, you have. To port is Philadelphia. There is no Philadelphia here. If you observe, Philadelphia is in from port, but it is passing wrong city in the destination city. And one more thing here. From port is what? Sao Paulo. To port is Boston. Sao Paulo is there. There is no Sao Paulo. Yeah, here. Sao Paulo is there. To port is Boston, but there is no Boston here. Boston is in here. So why it is happening? The reason is, let me explain. This is a response, right? This is a form data we have. So this is a response body, right? This is, and then you have this one. Okay. So you will have, yeah, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the entire response, right? Now, what is the, if I want to capture only from port, but what is the left boundary you are giving? I mean, I am giving this as my left boundary, right? And this is the right boundary. So when you try to capture from port only, actually it is capturing what? It is capturing all the 14 cities. From port is also capturing all the 14. To port is also capturing all the 14. You check here. Where is tester? Boundary extractor testers. So when you click on test, how many are there? 14. So it is actually for from port, it is capturing all these 14. It is saying you have a match count of total 14. Right? Now, when I say random out of 14, it can pick anything, right? It is not in our hand. Which one it can pick? Yeah, total with Cairo it is 14. So here when I say a random out of 14, for from port also you are giving the same thing. So here we have two variables. We have declared. One is from port, another one is to port. The problem here is both have the same and left boundary. When we are giving the left boundary, right boundary for from port, it is capturing 14. Two port is also capturing 14. And what I'm saying, pick random out of 14. So from port may pick this one randomly. Two port, there is a chance that it will also pick this one randomly, or else it may pick this one. But actually, Paris belongs to from port only. In two port, it should start with Bruno Aires, end with Cairo. But there is a possibility, right? Random means it's not in our control. So this is not giving you the perfect solution. Okay. And if there is only one list box, then it will work perfectly. Say, let us say there is only in some other application. Let us assume there is only, so here, what I'm saying, when you, this is an entire response body, right? From here, I'm giving the left, this is the left boundary, right boundary for the from port. So from port is picking all the 14. To port is also picking all the 14. And when you are giving match number as 0, randomly it should pick. It is from port, it's picking Portland. To port might pick this one. It is not in our control. Sometimes it may pick this one or this one. It is not in our control. So if it picks two port from this two list, there is no problem. But there is a possibility that both will pick the same one. At least two port will pick from port, or from port may pick from two port. We have seen it, right? So this is not a correct solution. Okay. So then how do you overcome this? For that, we have a different solution for that I'll explain. When we, there are like different types of extractors we have. The post processor. This is the first extractor we have used, boundary extractor. Okay. If there is any fixed left and right boundaries, you can use this. But if you are having any, uh, list boxes, like, drop downs where you have the same left and right boundaries and you have multiple occurrences, then this will not useful. In that case, we will use different extractor that is called CSS selector. I will explain that later. Okay. So this is about boundary based. Okay. Boundary based extractor. The next one is regular expression extractor. So when do you use this regular expression extractor? I'll explain. So before that, you need to, just like, we have a tester, right? So we have an online platform if you want to practice regular expression. So I want all of you to save these URLs. It is very useful. Save these URLs in your favorites. Now here, this platform will, very useful for you to practice any regular expression. Like, it is the, like, advanced version of your boundary extractor. For example, here you have a project ID, right? We're capturing the project ID. Let us say, let's come back to this. Here you are getting some project ID. Where all the steps are same. Only the thing is, if you have difficulty using boundary based, then there is an advanced one called regular expression. What kind of difficulties you will have, I'll explain. So here, actually, this is a platform for you to test. You can give your response body here, and you can test it. Here, let us say this is the response body, right? Here I need to capture this one. So if I want to capture this one, normally how do you go? You give left boundary, right boundary, and this one, right? It is also works with left and right boundary only. I'll give my left boundary. And here there is no different no places, like, you can give in a single line, you can give the combination of left and right boundary. And whatever I want to capture, it should be in round brackets. This is called regular expression. Say I want to capture this value, okay, and this is the left boundary, this is the right boundary, right? You'll give the left and right boundaries in the same line. Whatever you want to capture, that should be within the brackets. Say if I want to capture from here to here, right? Say if I want to capture one single digit, you can put single digit. So it will capture one digit here. This using regular expression. Why we need regular expression, I'll explain. What is the reason we need to go for regular expression? If we are able to capture using boundary based, well and good. But you'll have some difficulties. In what cases you'll have, I'll explain. Right here, when I say single dot, it will capture one value. Like I want to capture from here to here, right? So here, dot means what? Any single character. They have given so many references. You can use these references for practice. In the interview, they'll give you expression like this. They'll ask you to capture only this value using regular expression. So here, the basic thing is what? If I want to capture any single character, I'll use dot. That should be within the round bracket. Anything I put within the round bracket, it will capture this regular expression. Okay. So now I want to capture from L to G, right? So one single dot capture L. Second dot will capture X. Then V. Like that will capture till G, right? Okay. After that, I'll give my right boundary. So whatever the value you want to capture within the left and right boundary, you can use these references or wildcards. Here I want to capture from here to here. I put a single dot, so it is capturing. But if there are like there are many what do you call it? It's a very lengthy string. Then I need to put so many dots, right? For example, we have this one. The same way, I have this right key, right? I want to capture this right key. In place of this, if I want to capture right key, if you give any wrong expression, it will throw error here. This is a left boundary, right? Right key left boundary is this. Okay. Now, whatever I want to put, it should be within the round bracket. When I put single dot, it is capturing 1, 2, 3, like that. These many dots I need to put if I want to capture this one, right? So you will see the captured one here, match groups. But this is not a proper way, right? How many dots I need to put? So for that only, what I can do here, instead of putting these many dots, I will not put these many dots. I'll simply remove all the dots. Okay. Here what I'll do, I'll put a single dot. After that, I'll put just star. Star means what? All. Even though you have pages of string, I can capture using this. I just put dot means single, star means what? All. Try to capture everything until and unless you find the right boundary. So here I'll put dot star, capture all.